Hi everybody, thank you for purchasing the Kernow Lino print starter pack. Really appreciate you purchasing it. This is a short video to show you how to get the best lino prints possible. Obviously you can feel free to be creative and do as you please as you go along, but this is just to get you started. So in your pack you should have the roller tray, you should have your pot of ink. This is a bit different from yours but does the same job. You should have your bamboo baron, which is for pushing it down. You should have your roller. You should have a pack of easy cut lino, and you should have here, as you can see, the lino carving tools with 5 different tools in there. Now the ones that I would suggest using to begin with are the U-shaped ones, which is this one here. You've got a large U-shaped tool, a smaller U-shaped tool, and then also you've got a tool that's in the shape of a V, which is going to help you with really fine cutting. The other 2 tools you can use, but I would suggest starting with these 3 to begin with. So the first thing you want to do is to get your piece of lino and decide whether you're going to have your print in portrait position or whether you're going to have it in landscape. For me today, I'm going to go with portrait. For an example today, I'm going to be showing you how to do a simple flower with petals. Feel free to have a go at this one, but obviously you can be as creative as you wish. And please visit our Instagram page to look at some of our examples that we've created over the past few months. So take a simple pencil like this, and you're going to sketch a simple outline of your drawing. Once you've done the outline of your drawing, it's then time to start carving. Now, you can either carve out the lines that you have used with the pencil, or you can carve out everything apart from the lines that you have drawn. Now, when you're carving, what you have to bear in mind is whatever you carve away, that will be white. That will be the colour of the paper that you're printing on. The raised pieces of the lino that are left, that's the part that's going to attract the ink and that's going to print on your piece of paper. The easiest option to begin with is to carve the lines that you have drawn, and that's what I'm going to show you today. So for my one today, I'm going to use this V-shaped tool, as you can get a nice fine line with that, but I would suggest experimenting with the different tools to begin with before you get going. When you're holding your tool, I would suggest holding it between your index finger and your thumb to begin with. And then, a bit like a pencil, I would put your index finger on the metal part of the tool so that you've got nice control of it. If you have it too far up, you're not going to have much control. If you have it too far down, then you run the risk of cutting yourself. So just be careful. As you can see, the tools are really sharp, so please do be careful. They glide through the lino, and you do not need to put too much pressure down at all. Instead of using your arm to go around the curves, I would suggest moving the piece of lino. So now I'm at the stage where I have finally cleared all of the pencil lines that I originally drew. Now it's time to ink. When you're ready to ink, get your ink tray, your ink, and to put a bit of ink onto the ink tray, I normally use a teaspoon. You don't need much, probably half a teaspoon for these size prints. Dab it on the tray and then put your ink out of the way so that you won't get it all over yourself. Next, take your roller. Make sure that these metal horns here are facing upwards, otherwise they're going to scrape the tray and scrape your paper as well. First of all, get a little bit of ink onto your roller and roll out in a square shape. The key is not to have too much ink, otherwise it will seep into the parts where you have carved. You want to listen for that tacky sound. It sounds a bit similar to Velcro. Once you're ready to go, move your printing tray out of the way and get your lino ready. Without putting too much pressure on, roll over your carved piece of lino. And it's at this point where it becomes really exciting and you can see your image come to life. Try to make sure there's an even coverage of ink, but if it is a bit patchy, I think that adds to it and makes it look really authentic. Once you feel that you've got an even spread of ink, you're going to take a piece of paper and you're going to place it as square as possible over the top of your piece of lino. Place it down carefully. Once it touches the lino, try not to move it at all to avoid smudging. Pat it down with your hands just so that it sticks to the ink. And at this point, you're going to take your bamboo baron and you're going to press over evenly, ensuring you put a fair bit of pressure on to ensure that the ink sticks to the piece of paper. Once you're ready, hold where the lino is underneath the paper, take the top of the paper, carefully and slowly peel it backwards, and there you'll have your first lino print. Thank you everybody, see you again soon.